It's my pleasure to welcome a member of the class, Lisa Berney, who is completing her studies with us today, although going on to further studies at HUC in the Rehearsed School of Education and the Rabbinical School to present a Dvar Torah.
Almost 2 months ago, we sat together under a beautiful canopy of trees at Camp JC Shalom. Services had just begun, marking the beginning of our opening summer weekend retreat. And during this service, we studied the parasha of that week, Shalach Lecha, and debated the saga of the 12 spies who were supposed to scout out the promised land for the Israelites. In this portion, God punishes the Israelites because the majority of their leaders, 10 of the 12 scouts, had failed them. These scouts failed them by allowing their vision for the future to become supplanted by their lack of faith in themselves and their fear of defeat. Only 2 spies, Joshua and Caleb, disagreed and encouraged Moses and the people to move forward and pursue the conquest of the land. According to the text, the 10 spies said of their expedition, "There we saw giants, and in our eyes we looked like grasshoppers, and so we were in their eyes." As our professor Drew Kugler taught us this summer, the scouts viewed conquering the land as a chance to fail rather than an opportunity to succeed. It is fitting that we are ending where we started. In this week's Parashat Devarim, the first portion of the final book of the Torah, we revisit this story of the spies. As Moses addresses the people in his farewell speech before they enter the promised land, he recounts their tumultuous experience, especially the incidents with the spies. Yet in this portion, Moses' account differs. Here, he says that the spies' report of the land was that it was a good land that Adonai, our God, has given us. Instead, Moses holds the people responsible for not listening to the report. In both of these accounts, fear of the unknown and doubt of our strength and potential curse the spies and the people. Today, we too have received a report from our scouts, and we too have interpreted it with fear. Amidst a major transition in the Jewish community, many believe our future is laden with giants, and that we once again are mere grasshoppers facing these obstacles. Rabbis have told us that the Jewish world is plagued by mediocre professionals and institutions. Fundraisers fear the rise of the new generation of donors who do not inherently feel a responsibility to necessarily give to Jewish causes like the baby boomers. Article after article chastises our generation for our relationship with Israel, or perhaps lack thereof, and worries about the steep intermarriage rate. Now, I'm not suggesting that these are small issues, but the key undertone here is still fear. We fear what the Jewish community will look like in the future. This program has taught me that perhaps we should take a cue from these 2 biblical counts that we study. Perhaps we can seek a change in perspective. We can agonize over Jewish continuity, or we can choose to see the possibility for transformation and innovation. We can ask ourselves, do we view the future like the 10 spies and the Israelites, who saw themselves as grasshoppers with the chance to fail? Or can we emulate Joshua and Caleb, who saw it as an opportunity to succeed? This summer, we learned that inspirational leadership requires optimism. In his commentary, Rabbi Abraham Chill explains the negative response of the spies. He says the Tosafot deal with this enigma by reasoning that if one is confronted by the necessity to make a choice, the preference should be for the positive thinking. The dynamics of positive thinking always should supplant the debilitation of negative defense. This program has pushed me towards this kind of positive thinking. It has empowered me to embrace the crossroads our community is facing and view our role as professionals as an opportunity to succeed, to transform our community, and certainly not a chance to fail, to fear our survival. I hope we leave this program charged like Joshua and Caleb, who saw the promise of our community.